Thank you for coming by Tory Magoo 44. Today is the 25th. It's Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. And it's a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're in the United States. I hope you're ready for an excellent weekend if you're in other countries around the world. There's a lot of things happening in many, many different countries. Some things good, some things very, very bad. And I'm trying to focus on this holiday. I'm going to be focusing on the children in Scientology who are disconnecting from their parents. I'm going to do a bunch of different things, but this one today is going to be on that. Because I'm going to tell you, I talked to your parents, and I cannot say it enough. Please call them. Please. I know your church, the Church of Scientology, your church, and you notice I have these like fingers, like quotes. The reason why I have these quotes is because I believed it was a church too. But when you think about it, compare other churches, they don't do that. I mean, yes, there's a couple of cults that do. The Jehovah's Witnesses have shunning, things like that. But the average church does not have disconnection. It does not. And for anybody watching this who doesn't know what disconnection is, disconnection means once you are, hang on just a second, I'll get it, declared a suppressive person. Here's my SP declare. Declared suppressive person declared Tory Bazazian then by the Church of Scientology. And at the time, this was by the Flag Service Organization who did it, right? And they write up all these horrible overts that I did, which was basically talking to my friends. Big overt. And at the end, it says right here, let's see if you can see it, if you haven't before, her only terminal, I don't know if you can read it, but anyway, it says her only terminal is the Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. And that is a suppressive declare. They declare you suppressive. Once you're declared suppressive, that's it. Overnight, nobody's going to talk to you. You're considered a degraded being. They make up all these lies about you, which when people are in, they don't know their lies. I didn't either. You start meeting these people that are suppressive people. And you know what? They have a different story. It's amazing. I met with some people recently, and they were like, oh my God, they just couldn't believe the stuff that I had been through. They had no clue because they had been in the church. They had heard all these horrible things about me. But then when you find out my side of the story, same for any other declared suppressive, it's quite a different story. So the parents, when I was helping the Office of Special Affairs on and off volunteering, right? And one day they called me up. They said, we need you to come out to Hemet, California, which is where gold is. It's top secret. We've got to have you handle this mother. And I said, I'm on the phone. And I said, handle the mother regarding what? And they said, well, she's absolutely crazy. She's just gone crazy. And I said, well, what's going on? And they said, well, the daughter's in the Sea Org, and we don't want her talking to her daughter. So you need to come out and handle her. And I said, okay, here's the deal. If you wouldn't let me talk to my child, it would drive me insane. Okay? It's a very big deal to be a parent and then not be able to talk to your child. So if you're out there, I said no. And I said, don't ever call me again on this. Ever. I'm never going to do something like that. You should let the mother talk to her daughter. Simple. I mean, simple thing. A lot of the things that happen in Scientology and the Church of Scientology that are really, really bad are basically very simple things that with common sense, if they just did what an average person would do, they wouldn't be in the trouble they're in. Excuse me. But they can't. So they keep doing their creepy things, and more people get ticked off and go, well, that's not okay. And you're right, it isn't okay. So if you're in, this is a message to you. Your parents gave birth to you. Your parents raised you. If you even want to go with the creed or code of a Scientologist, it says, L. Ron Hubbard wrote, man has the inalienable right to free speech and free thought. Okay? That means free, look it up. You're the church that look up your words. What does it mean? Free means you can talk with them, okay? Free speech means you can speak to anyone. Free thought means you can think about whatever you want. You are not a degraded being. You are not a horrible person. Doubt is not a crime. Do you know what I mean? It's like great thinkers in the world had a lot of doubt on something. They had to think it through. They had to look at it. They had to look at both sides. My dad used to always say, don't worry about the people that aren't going to let, just just hang with the people that'll sit down at the table and talk to you. It doesn't matter if you all disagree. As long as you can talk it out, you'll be okay. It's just the guys that won't sit down at the table. Those are the bullies. They actually are not looking for any solution. And that is David Miscavige. All the way. He is not looking for a solution. Okay? He is running his own Truman Show. And if you haven't seen the Truman Show, go rent it and watch it. Because it is what happens in Scientology. You cannot see the wall. You are blindsided. And to disconnect from your parents at the holidays there's nothing worse. And it's not okay. And it's like if you knew the love that your mother and father and loved ones feel for you, and that they can't talk to you ever. It's awful. It's just awful. It's the worst thing you could do. It's so far from what a Scientologist is. It couldn't be farther from what was originally created as what a Scientologist is. And it's just grown and morphed into this like awful, just disconnect from her. Even when I was my mother was antagonistic to Scientology, but the farthest thing at the end was disconnect from your mother or your father or anyone you loved. The first thing was good roads, fair weather. See if you can work it out. See if you can iron it out. And I spent years doing that with her, and it worked out okay. But at least call, and that's per policy. So what policy are you applying where you're just disconnecting from these people? I mean, okay, they're declared. Okay, so that's the end of the world. It's still your mother. It's still your father. Miscavige is declaring people right and left. I never had a comment. I never had any ethics. I never had anything. You guys have to stand up for your church. It's like if you're going to be Scientologists, then you better stand up for the tech, okay? Because that's the only thing you have. If you just let these Nazis run you, and okay, sorry I used the word Nazi. I know, bad move. Okay, but if you just let these creepy bullies run you, and you don't apply the policies or the tech of the Church of Scientology that are really there, written by L. Ron Hubbard, that are, they kind of back up what I'm saying, which was the original what Scientologists were, you're screwed. You're basically just, you might as well just camp out, lay down, forget it, end your life, not like take your life, but, end thinking about living, because that's not going to happen there. They don't want you living. They don't want you thinking. They don't want you doing anything fun or happy or good. I remember when Tom Cruise was going to get, some housekeepers and people, and my husband tried out for it. My husband was very funny. He was drug-free. Everybody loved him. Did they hire him for Tom Cruise? No. Now, why do you think that is? I had to really think about it. Why wouldn't they hire my husband? And you know what? I realized what it was. Because it was funny. And he made people laugh. And they didn't want old Tommy Cruise laughing. Because maybe Tommy Cruise, if he started laughing too much, he might start seeing that this is a bunch of shit. Right? Not that my husband was joking and degrading or putting down the church. He wasn't at all. He was born in the Church of Scientology. But I'm just saying he had a great sense of humor. And I think that's why they didn't hire him. So anyway, doesn't matter. Point being, call your parents. This is the holidays. This is the time you do. If you're in the Sea organization, go for a walk, go to a library, get to a phone, call somebody you love, have them come pick you up. I'll come pick you up. Give me a call. My phone number's on the internet. I'll come get you. You can call your parents. I'll bring you back if you want. I'm not going to steal you. I don't care. If you really want to go back to the Church of Scientology, you can. But you know what? Most people, once they get out, they go, whew, done. Finished. Over. Bye-bye. No thank you. Not going back. So anyway, there you go. Happy day after Thanksgiving. That's my message to all the parents that have lost their loved ones and their children. I send great love to you. I so much hope I can help you. And someone just today wrote me and said they'd called me last month, and my conversation because of that, I mean, it makes me cry. They left the Sea Org, they left Scientology. He's got his life back. He's doing great. And every time I talk to someone who does that, it's like the sun comes out and flowers start opening up. And it's like, all right. So thank you so much for every single person who sent me a message about that. It really is wonderful. And I'm so happy you have your new lives. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go party myself. I hope you do too. Peace out. Have a wonderful week.